organized a huge bouquet of flowers and made sure it will go into the board meeting while he's having board with his managers. In this bouquet, I had a thank you note telling him how appreciative I am for releasing me from the company.
יאללה.
Hello, Avi. Thank you for letting me tell my story. I started as a young man in the hotel business as a bellboy. I did saw this business as my future. I therefore put all my energy into it and slowly climbed the ladder until I became assistant general manager for the Sheraton Hotel. I then joined after 2 years in that position to be assistant general manager of a joint venture of Sheraton, which had 13 hotels. I was responsible for integration of the brand into the local hotels, and I think I did well. And then I was appointed to do the flagship of the company, which was a 46-story building with 180 rooms plus 200 apartment plus a huge conference facility. There was a CEO that was appointed 2-3 years before. He knew that I was having a direct link to the president of Sheraton in Europe. I think he didn't like it. He always showed it to me. However, I can't avoid the jealousy of other people. I was doing my thing. I brought this project after a year of operation to a 73% occupancy, which was remarkable. The president of Europe left the company, and I knew that my time is coming. And indeed, a month later, I was dropped. I was sacked like a sack of potato. At that time, I was also having personal problems. I was going through a divorce. I was devastated because I saw myself as a Sheraton man. It was my identity, and at the same time, I was going through a divorce, so it was very difficult. I was very upset. But I had to pay the bill. I have 3 kids, so I started to look for a job. Interesting enough, in a 1 month's time, I was offered a job in London to be a vice president of an international chain called 𝗏𝗏 Plaza. At that time, we had 20 hotels. My position was to do management services, which was including finance, etc. I was doing that for 3 years, and then I went to Krakow to purchase a hotel for my company, which was in bankruptcy. While doing that, I was doing due diligence for the hotel, and I met some local investors. Short story, the company did not want to invest in the project, and the people that I met, investors, said to me, you can go back to your company, but we would like you to come with us and be part of our group and manage the hotel. Well, at that time, I said to myself, okay, it's an opportunity. And I resigned, went along with my 2 friends and started to manage it. In 3 years' time, I tripled the EBITDA of the property. I started to invest in real estate, to do asset management for Hilton in Wrocław and Marriott in Krakow, while doing management services for the hotel that I owned. I felt it was time to reflect. So I would like to go back to my London experience. I came there, it was very fresh. I was angry. I was devastated. But then I realized after a few months working there, it's a big weight on my neck. I can't deal with that. I felt that I need to do some, I would say, forgiveness. So that was one thing. And the other thing, I wanted to use my sense of humor. So what I did, I knew from my friends, the time the CEO of that company would have a board meeting, I organized a huge bouquet of flowers and made sure it will go into the board meeting while he's having board with his managers. In this bouquet, I had a thank you note telling him how appreciative I am for releasing me from the company and making me a richer person than I was working with him. And thank you for not being stuck with you for so many years. That was my release from the burden. That was really closing the circle. It gave me the freedom to do a lot of things later on and develop myself. Another advice that I would give anybody is to start doing things for yourself, meaning at that times when I was in London, I started painting and developed my painting skills slowly to the point when I am today, where I believe I'm a good painter. I do a lot of artwork, and that was part of the outcome of that kind of situation.
Thank you, Yossi.